Three men and a microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast. And with no music. And it's a podcast. So nothing like a breakfast show, really.
I got sent an email from someone that is connected to one of us three. And this one of us three is Darren's wife. Yes.
My wife's been in touch.
Yes, your wife has emailed me. I believe you may be sleeping in separate rooms at the moment because she's not very happy with you. And I believe it might be because during the night, you sort of sound a bit like this.
Now, I didn't think the new Jurassic Park was out until next year. But what the sweet Jesus was that?
Just to picture the scene. I'm lying in bed with the wife. Hi, babe. You all right? Yeah, I'm absolutely. Yeah, it's fine. Let me just take the mask off and we'll have a smooch.
Oh,
when we've all finished, instead of cuddling and going, love you too, we go, I'm going to turn over and mask up again.
Oh, you don't want it, do you?
These Three Media. Three Men and a Microphone podcast. So it's time for Damien's Bits.
So this is the bit in the podcast that we hand over to Damien for his bits. Have you got a juicy bit for us today, Damien?
I've got 2 bits today for you. Yeah, 2 bits.
Now, bits?
Are they dangling bits?
Do you know what? This is more of a wet bit and a juicy bit.
I got dumped over a wet bit once.
Juicy and wet.
This is interesting because, Darren, you're a man that...
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm staying in on the demo.
Darren, you're a man that likes a finger.
Fudge? What?
So, now, I saw this, and again, when I do these you've corpse, haven't you? You've gone.
He's not going to do this.
I don't know which one he's gone, that finger or the other one.
3 men close to a midlife crisis. 3 microphones, 1 Zoom call, all lead to this. On the 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
Going on. Oh, actually, I did that.
I mean, really?
Hang on. Wait for it.
You didn't get this?
Once or twice a week.
Who spoke? Who spoke? Darren?
No, it wasn't me.
It was you, right?
Yeah.
Quiet.
I'd meet him if I were you.
A bit of phlegm.
Jesus Christ. I haven't even done the tray. Right.
Right, F-bomb.
This is 3 Men and a Microphone on the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
So we just saw a bear through a little hole in the fake cave that they made.
A little what? Sorry?
He was looking through the mirror.
No. Let's go back. A little what?
A little bear.
No. Before the bear, you said the bear, but before the bear, what? What was that word?
What's wrong?
What was the word? Say the word.
Oh.
3 Men and a Microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast. And with no music. And it's a podcast. So nothing like a breakfast show, really.
Evening, everybody. Hello, welcome to the live show. Hello, welcome along to 3 Men and a Microphone from These Three Media. Good evening, it's Wednesday. We are live. We've got a special guest coming up later on in the show. in about 25 past 8. We will be joined by Lisa Appleton, so that is going to be good. If you are watching us on any of the platforms, Facebook, YouTube or Twitter, hello, welcome. You're in for a good show on what promises to be the coldest night for a decade today across the country. Hello, Damien. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, good evening. And it is nippy. It's nippy, it's chilly, and I won't lie, I've got icicles where I didn't think icicles were possible to have icicles.
Yes, it is definitely that. Hello, Darren.
Hello, boys. Hello, everybody listening, watching, downloading, streaming, and everything else you do. Coldest night of the year.
The coldest night for a decade, mate.
For a decade. The amount of snow outside, I've got more white snow dandruff stuff in my hair.
You haven't got any hair, and it's hair, not air.
Exactly. Nothing out there either.
Yeah. Hello to everyone that's watching. Good evening to Colin and Bryn, Anthony, Lynn and David Holland. And yes, Lynn, I have had a haircut. And no, I haven't been to the barber's. I've literally done it myself this evening.
Was it a bowl?
You can talk, at least I've got a little bit. So, I don't think I've made a bad job of it, actually. As long as I stay in this position and don't sort of move around, then you can see the back of it, which is a bit dodgy. But anyway, I hate having long hair. So, there we go. Right, we need to crack on with the record because Lisa Appleton will be here from roughly 20 past, 25 past. So, when Lisa comes on, we're going to take a very short couple of minutes break, and then we will come back with Lisa and do it that way. Just so you know, when we disappear, we will be back very soon. So, if you bear with me 1 second, I'm just going to bring that up there. Right, we are ready and waiting to go. Are you both ready to start the record?
Let's go. Let's do podcast number
40. 40, yes. Damien, what are we doing? What did you want to do first? Sorry, it's a bit of an on-air thing because I've forgotten. You want to do Damien bits later?
We'll do the talky bits.
Yeah.
And then we'll do, once Lisa's on, we'll do Damien. We'll do a little bit of a chat with Lisa, then into Damien's bits, and then we'll go on to retro.
Okay, and if I give that, then it means to shut up because Lisa's arrived.
Okay, we've got till 10 past 9, okay?
10 past 9, okay, good, right, fine. And if I do it that, Damien, you know what that means, don't you? Yeah.
What, going to kick in the ghoulies?
No, it's suck it from the wrestling. Anyway, let's move on. Right, we are going to do the record. We will come back and say hello to people, and we've got Lisa Appleton coming on, so we need to crack on this week. Right, clean edit, everybody. Welcome to episode number 30 of 3 Men and a Microphone from These 3 Media Productions. I do enjoy saying that. Helps if I put the fader up, Ian.
It's time to delve into the archive for the Retro Hall of Fame.
Good start. Oh, anyway, we'll try that again.
3 men and a microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast. And with no music. And it's a podcast. So nothing like a breakfast show, really. These 3 Media. Ian Barstow, Damien Lee, Darren Antrobus. 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
Hello, welcome to 3 Men and a Microphone. Thank you so much for downloading episode number 40 of the podcast already. Yes, we are that far down the line and I cannot believe it. Hope you're doing well since we were last together. And welcome along to the podcast. Coming up on today's show, we have a special guest. For any fan of Big Brother, this is a good one. For any fan of a reality star, for any fan of a lot of things, this is a very good one indeed. We are going to be welcoming Lisa Appleton to the show later on from Big Brother 9 and much, much more, which we will discuss. I'm really looking forward to that. Hello, Damien. How are you?
Do you know what? Really good. Yeah, really excited. Got a great show coming up. The show's on a roll, lots of new listeners every week, people downloading in different countries as well. Thank you to everyone who's supporting the show. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. And normally, it's quite hard because normally, obviously, I'm the most attractive on the show. But this week, we've obviously got Lisa Appleton coming on. So it's going to be quite hard.
Hello, Darren.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah,
We're setting the tone already for the show. I've got a feeling.
I'm going to bring it up to a.
You're going to bring it up?
Yeah, bring. Yeah, I like your hair.
You like my hair?
Yeah,
Thank
for the
you.
people who are watching, his hair is nice.
Yes, my hair is self cut. With clippers that I was very, very scared were going to be running out. You know if a clipper, if you've got a battery operated clippers, the noise changes when the batteries are going. It was getting to that point when I was just sort of like halfway through, and
I've actually done one side of my face, and I couldn't do the other side because I'd lost my charger.
It's a horrible feeling, isn't it, for us that can grow beards, Damien? Yeah, exactly. So, coming up on the show today, we are going to be doing our newsy bits. We've got Lisa Appleton, we've got the Retro Hall of Fame, and then whatever else we can cram in the time that we have. So, I stumbled across this week, as you know, I am addicted to TikTok, and I stumbled across this week a very interesting sound, which is what would it be like if Wonderwall from Oasis was an 80s song? Now, this has been done by a guy on TikTok called at Deco Band, at Deco Band, DECO Band. And this is what Wonderwall may have sounded like if it was in the 80s. And if this doesn't get released as a full track, I will be very disappointed. Very good start. I love that. I absolutely love that. And I'm like,
please send me that. That is going to be rocking in my office.
I'm going to ask my boss to put that on the playlist in the day job.
That is phenomenal.
Has got to be released as a full song. And so obviously TikTok has launched a number of stars recently, and there is one particular craze which started on TikTok and is now, I think it's either been number one or it's on course to be number one record, and it is
a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was
the Sea Shanties.
The winds blew up her bow.
And this is fantastic.
Boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come.
And that's a collab with another TikToker as well. It is so good, and it just went wild on Twitter, Facebook, and everything a couple of weeks ago. And I'm really happy because I like that type of music. I think it's good.
I can tell you like that sort of music, actually. Do you play with your spirograph when you listen to that type of music?
I do not play with the spirograph. If you've no idea what we're talking about, go back to about episode number
3 or 4.
Yeah, episode number 3 or 4 is a long time ago, but it still gets brought up. So yeah, I don't, but I do like things like bluegrass music. Now, if I'm not sure for you, Damien, but I know Darren. You know, I used to play a group called Nickel Creek. And Ota Butterfly and stuff like that, and I love that type of music. It's a very random thing.
There's also a bluegrass group that have done covers of well-known one. Didn't I send you some like a Billie Jean, Michael Jackson done in a bluegrass style? Didn't I?
I think you might have done. And there's one of Dolly Parton does Jolene in a sort of a proper country style, and it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah,
I can imagine you're a bit of a folky type fan as well.
I do quite like folk music, and do you know why? I like that? Because when I was younger, my mum and dad used to listen to Simon and Garfunkel.
I like that.
Loads.
I'm not.
I love
quite
Simon
like.
and
I'm
Garfunkel.
partial to a bit of folk.
Yeah, it has to be a specific type. Yeah, has to be a specific type, not like proper folky music, but quite upbeat one. So yeah,
isn't Mumford and Son folky?
Very,
isn't it?
Yeah,
I
very.
love them. They're great.
Oh, take me down to the yard for me ale. No.
No.
If you've seen a film with George Clooney in it called...
I'm not talking to you about films, Darren. Last week, I listened back to the podcast.
Stop it.
And one simple item of the show, what's on the box? And you, I've been watching a great show this week. Oh, terrible guy.
I've got a new one this week.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we've got this, George Clooney film, Brother, Where Art Thou? They do a song in there called
Yes.
Man of Constant Sorrow.
Yes.
Man of Constant Sorrow.
Yes. It's a really, really good film as well.
Actually, if you bear with me, and if you do your line and I'll do my line, I think we can mix this in. So go for your line, Darren.
Man of constant sorrow.
Back down there with your ale.
Ian?
What was that? Me?
Pathetic. No,
Oh no, I don't. I don't sing.
Me and Damien will do it. Are you ready?
No, I've had enough now. Let's move on. We're time sensitive. 15 minutes. And if Joe likes it wasn't enough, if Adam Rickett, no plural in it, because last week the poor fella had rickets. God bless him. We've got Lisa Appleton this week. The guests just keep coming because they know that 3 Men and a Microphone is hashtag trending.
Spoke to Adam Ricketts this week.
Did you? How
Have
is
you?
he?
On the phone. Yeah, he's fine. He said he didn't retweet it because of that Dimitri Lee.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
I still need a dum. I need one of them.
Really
dum.
do.
Or a tumbleweed sound.
Yeah, or tumbleweed, one of the two. So yeah. Also, I'm going to go back a little bit to to when I sent Damien a Christmas present that he never bothered to collect and still hasn't got it.
Oh, change the record on this.
No, I'm not going to change it because I am hurt, deeply hurt, deep down. And after what you said to me earlier today on this, when we're recording this on Facebook, I'm even more hurt. So I found a clip of what I think is probably. I'm going to give you a little bit of a leeway on this, Damien, because I think this is what it's like when you try and contact the Royal Mail.
Royal Postal Service of Her Majesty the Queen.
Oh, hello, milady. I'm just trying to track a parcel. It's EFA 439.
We've tried to deliver that parcel twice. Once on Monday when you weren't in.
I was in.
And then we tried on Tuesday, but the driver couldn't get access to the premises.
Why?
Do you have a security gate?
No.
Big dog?
No.
Big moat?
No.
Front door?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that would have been the issue.
I also got 3 walls.
Okay, well, both those things should have been put in the delivery notes. Do you want to rearrange for redelivery?
Yes.
I'm afraid we just tried, but you weren't in again.
I'm literally here. You can see me.
Unfortunately, the driver couldn't access the doorbell.
Why didn't he knock?
He had to turn back as he lost his confidence. The parcel's now been sent to your nearest depot.
Well, where's that?
I don't know.
Well, what's the opening times for depots?
From 9 a.m. until 6 minutes past 9 a.m.
What?
It only holds deliveries for 3 seconds, so the parcel's now been returned.
Was that what it was like, Damien?
Do you know what it was? Because the first time I went in, they were so moody with me because they were like, "Hi, yeah, that's been here since the so and so of December," and they looked at me if I'd slapped their nan on Christmas Day. And
Well, that's
said,
how I felt when I found out you hadn't picked it up.
Move on. So I said, where is it? And they said, well, it's in Ireland. And I went, okay, so if I phone Ireland, I'll be able to retrieve it. No, they open it in Ireland and just decide whether to dispose of it or keep it. I'm sorry. What sort of role is that? Oh, hiya. Yeah, I'd love to do a job. What's your job title? I'm a disposer or destroy.
So
What's the matter with these
basically,
people?
you are telling me that the thing I spent £100 on getting done and sent to you has been destroyed because you couldn't be bothered to get off your arse and pick it up?
I would probably say it's in pulp now. Yeah.
I know what they've done with it. What they normally do is do stuff that what we do at the radio station. If we get sent like canisters or something, we use them to put our used chewing gum in or use sweet wrappers.
An ashtray outside.
That branded cup has probably got loads of squashed up, foaming old tea bags in it now as a canister.
But is that a cream?
Sorry?
Canister. It's a cream, isn't it?
No, that's caniston.
Right.
And you shouldn't be using that, Damien. It's not for men. Am I right in saying? Or is it a women's only one?
Yeah, you can, yeah. If you've got like
A quality show. 3 men and a microphone.
Lisa Appleton is on. Right. Thank you.
Fantastic.
That ended quite well. Welcome to the 3 Men and a Microphone. Lisa Appleton is just in the waiting room. We are going to disappear for a couple of minutes. We're going to be 2 or 3 minutes, and then we will be back. So please do not go anywhere. We will be right back very, very shortly. Hello, welcome back to the live show for Three Men and a Microphone. Thank you so much for sticking around. We are live with Lisa Appleton here, and we are going to go. I think, Damien, do you want to introduce? Do you want to do the big introduction? I feel like I need some round of applause and music for you.
We are privileged. Lisa Appleton, she rose to fame from obscurity by taking part in Big Brother 9. After fame had dried up a little bit, the ex-athlete took to performing for the national papers. I think we know what we mean there. As Queen of the Sausages. After years of abuse and online bullying, Lisa rose again like a phoenix from the ashes and reinvented herself, taking the bull by the horns and began writing her own autobiography, Balls. Then the reality star queen was once again hit with a misfortune with COVID-19 and sent the nation into a tailspin with lockdown after lockdown. We all know how that feels. However, not content with lying down, she teamed up with a best-selling author, Bryn Kurt James Hammond, for a weekly podcast, So Bryn and Lisa. So we're going to be talking to Lisa, but on Three Men and a Microphone, I give you Lisa Appleton.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much, Ian, Darren, and Damien, for having me on Three Men in a Microphone. Absolutely fabulous. I love that, by the way. Absolutely, it's brilliant. And yeah, what a journey it's been. And I really do believe you've got to bounce back from these experiences and bring out the best that you can in a situation, whether it's a bad situation or you just got to go for it and reinvent yourself and just be positive, because your mindset sets your mind up. So, avoiding stress and anxiety and stuff like that is so important to keep your mind, body and soul very healthy and positive, because stress is, as we know, and anxiety is the biggest killer. And yeah, what a journey it's been, like I say, from athletics to having the balls, which is the name of my book biography, balls, beyond anxiety, look like success, having, to go in the Big Brother house and face the reality of like overnight fame at the age of 40. Because don't forget, before that, I was an athlete. I was just a country pumpkin. I wasn't into the fame thing, nothing like that. I was just in my little hometown of Warrington, and then catapulted me into this crazy kind of world. And here we are years later, I'm doing a fantastic, hooked up, and so lucky to have met Bryn Kurt James Hammond, who is best-selling true crime author and Hall of Horrors inductee. And we have a fabulous podcast called So Bryn and Lisa, and we have very tragic things and the conspiracy theories around these tragedies. And we also do So Missing, bringing awareness to so missing people and support BLM, Black Lives Matter. And me and Bryn are headlining the True Crime Convention this year at in October the 9th it is, with Emma Kenny. She's the psychologist from This Morning. So me and Bryn will be headlining the True Crime. We're so excited to meet everybody. And I've also we've just launched our Patreon, So Bryn and Lisa Patreon. So you can get exclusive videos of me and Bryn chatting, and that's very interesting. And we do a newsletter as well, So Bryn and Lisa newsletter, latest updates, what's coming up with the True Crime podcast, and our opinions and views that haven't been revealed yet on our podcast.
She is the best publicist. I said publicist. I tell you, she's told us everything there. I feel like, good night. Thanks for tuning in.
I just want to pick on Lisa. Because
Lisa water bottle.
Now, we need to be taking notes of all the things that we need to be starting for our podcast. So Patreon, merchandise. I have badges. But yeah. So can I the podcast side of it? What got you started in that? Because obviously we're in this podcast world, and we're doing the podcast, and we're plugging away at the podcast, and we're pushing, we're building, we're all this sort of stuff. Lots of work, very enjoyable. So what made you get into that, and what made you particularly true crime? Because I'm fascinated by true crime stories. I think as a lot of people are. So what was that thing about true crime that you thought that's going to make a brilliant podcast?
Well, all my life I've always been interested in conspiracy theories, and when there's a crime, You watch, whether it's you watch the news or you watch a movie that's based on a true story. Growing up, you watch these things and you think, God, that is like shocking. And most people are like interested in it because it's so shocking, and they just really want to know why, and the whole thing, that the psychology behind it all. Why does what drives someone to actually do these things? Was the person, why was that person targeted, and things like that. And horror movies, we all love like horror movies, and I remember The Exorcist was one of the first horror movies I ever watched, and The Entity, and I couldn't believe it when I actually found out that it was based on a true story. I was like, seriously, I just thought, oh God, this is just a horror movie, it's a bit scary. And I was thinking, no, this is like possible, these things happen in life. And I think it's the real picture, it's what goes on in the world, and it is sad and tragic. But it's also bringing awareness to why these things happen and can we prevent them, and having an understanding of something so terrible and so shocking. Because it really is, it's awful, isn't it? And people, it's me and Bryn, Bryn's obviously, he's a best-selling author, true crime author, so he's a very interesting, passionate person with what he does and everything. And we decided, I was known as this sausage. I mean, come on, guys. Do I look like there's more? Am I just I was known as this?
Now, Lisa Appleton, there's nothing wrong with those sausage pictures, all right? From a red-blooded guy, there's nothing wrong with them.
Walking around, all shapes and sizes, jumbo sausage, chippy sausage, and it was just really ridiculous. And I was being portrayed in the media as, well, the queen, the Salisbury of the sausages queen, and I thought, I'm a quite serious person, a very deep
and that's
person.
what I want to zone in on a bit, Lisa. So just to kind of get you in the DeLorean and go back in time with you. We first saw you, Friday night used to be huge, where you sat down, watched Channel 4 on a Friday to watch the launch of Big Brother. Now, straight away, whether you, and I'm sure you've done this, Lisa, and different things as well, you'd watch the TV, and when people would go in, you'd go, I like him, can't stand her. Oh, I like him, don't like her. Now, the thing is, when you and Mario went in, straight away, it was like, this is different. This is something brand new and exciting. And I think Ian, he's one of the biggest Big Brother, fans going. Ian, over to you on this. Do you want to ask Lisa about that? Because it was fascinating.
Well, I've been to a live launch show for Big Brother, for Big Brother 6, I think it was. I've watched every episode of Big Brother since it started. I am a massive fan. I was one of those that used to be watching at 3:00 in the morning on the live stream, writing on forums, going, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? So what was it? What was the decision? So did you audition for Big Brother? Did Mario audition for Big Brother, or did you go together, or did they sort of come to you and say, are you interested?
Mario had been a manager at Royal Mail for 22 years and led a very sheltered life. I was.
So have I, Lisa, one more shelter to a next.
Oh, Damien.
I was mainly in Warrington, based in Warrington, single parent, just doing the athletics and bodybuilding shows. I won different bodybuilding shows, and I was fitness fanatic, and I did a lot of charity and stuff like that in my hometown. And then me and Mario hooked up because he's obviously, we've got together, and I'd done a few quiz shows. I was on Jasper Carrot's Golden Balls and Fear Factor, and I ate. Wow. Fear Factor in UK's Fear Factor, and I ate a huge bull's testicle. It was gross. And I went on my first TV show was Body Heat with ITV, which is an athletic show. Now they were scouting, I got asked to go on that show, so TV kind of came to me, and I got on this show, and we were cycling, and I beat this Olympic athlete, Tess Sanson, on the bike ride, and it was just, I'd done a couple of shows. So Mario said, we were like chatting about Big Brother, and I said I'd like to do Big Brother, and he said, well, he's been a manager for all these years and he wants to do something different. Sure. And then we auditioned for thrill seekers, which is where you try and convince. They were trying to set you up that you think you're going to space in a rocket, but it was a sinning machine. And it was
I remember that one.
Of Big Brother. So me and Mario auditioned for that, but we were too clued up, and they knew that we'd suss it out, so we didn't get that. And then Big Brother actually approached me and Mario.
Wow.
And for the first ever couple, they'd met us and seen us. We were very lively, very energetic, and they said we're looking for the first real ever couple, so that's what we were, to go in the Big Brother house. So we was an established couple, used to our, used to, we're like rabbits, weren't we? So it's not like you go in the house and you meet someone and you just, you have a snog and you get to know them. We was used to,
doing what couples do.
Yeah, what couples do. It was a little matchbox bed. It was tiny because he's big, I'm big. He's 6'4", I'm 6 foot, and we were this tiny bed together. So we were used to our nookie, and it was. it was very hard because they put.
It was.
It was. I didn't know I said that. It's very hard all the time. We're always sending to the down.
I think, Lisa, for people that are a bit greedy, you could watch Mario and you had Mario or Lisa. It was like, which one to look at today?
And obviously it was very testing our relationship because they put him with an 18-year-old girl. She was gorgeous, Stephanie, beautiful, fit blonde, 18, and said, right, Mario, pretend you're with her for a week. You're going out together, and Lisa, you're single. That was our task, entering the house. So I had to be single, and Mario had to pretend this was his girlfriend he'd been with for 2 years. And she was 18, and Mario was like 45. So they had to share a bed together, and it was
Temptation Island before it was about.
How did he cope with that? Did he go in like proper acting, or
He did, but he was very. The manager side in him came out, the health and safety side. He was at it all the time, just manager, organising everything, telling everyone what to do.
I do remember that he was very militant. I've got to remember that. Because you were so down to earth, Lisa, on it, and I think that's part of the reason you're so endearing. But Mario certainly was a little bit more of the we need to, and I do it with the guys on here. Sometimes when I message them, he's in manager mode, he's going for it, and you've got to
all the time. That's so funny, Damien. It really is because he's proper like Sergeant Major, and that's how he was. I'm very I'm in my own world a lot of the time. Things go over my head. I'm very laid back and easygoing, and he's very assertive. And he used to say to me, "Get assertive. You need to be more assertive."
Having that. Assertive. I tell you.
I know. And he was like this with the housemates. So needless to say, obviously, they soon sussed out we was the real couple and we failed the task. And then they just started trying to split us up anyway. He got nominated every single week for eviction, and they just wanted us to split up, and it was quite stressful actually because it wasn't fair what they were doing. It's a game, and I just said to them, look, it's a game, and just if you go, you go, and if they split us up, I'll just I'll carry on. And
what's it like? What's it like being in that house? Because I interviewed, I don't know if you remember Steph from Big Brother 4, which was often classed as one of the worst Big Brothers because it was very boring. But I did interview
awful.
Steph.
Awful.
What is it actually like in that house? Because we only ever see, particularly later on in the series, we only saw an hour a day. So we saw an hour highlight. You're there 24/7. And there must be points where there is literally nothing to do. You've gone through every conversation you can with every housemate you can, and you're just sat there sort of, and it's like some bad date or something, and you're going, dum dum dum, what do we talk about now? How boring is it in that Big Brother house at times?
Terribly, terribly boring. Honestly, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but it's kind of the most rewarding thing as well. It was interesting because the hours dragged. A day felt like a week. Each day was like, they set the alarm, it went off dead loud in the Big Brother house at about 8 o'clock. So you get up, the air comes on in the night, they turn it up hot, then they turn it down cold. so they disrupt your sleep. Everyone was snoring. It was drove me potty because I'm a very quiet sleeper, believe it or not. I don't snore, and everyone was snoring and all this going on. It was, I mean, you had your moments where you were like, oh, geez, this is funny. But then you get knackered, it catches up with you because you're exhausted. So that's like you're tired. And then on a budget week, you've got lentils, rice, bit of salt and pepper, chili flakes, black coffee and black tea. And you're pretty much living off that for a week, and you start to feel really weird in yourself. You get tired, you get cravings. Cravings were a nightmare. Just when you was on a good budget week, and you had the demanding tasks as well that you had to achieve to win that, and you had no energy. And so look at me cycling for a day and a half, virtually non-stop, to win food for the housemates.
I think that's when you came into your own, though. I think people really saw you there, and you know, Davina would say this at the end of it. There's different reasons that people go into Big Brother. Obviously, there's the element, and I think we'll talk about this later, the fantastic publicity side of it because you were great at playing the game, and we'll talk about that a bit later. But within the house itself and the cliche, did you feel at that time that you learned something about yourself, this and this?
I always used to. It challenges you in every way, Big Brother. It challenges your strength of character, how well you cope with difficult
Been attacked by a light there. Carry on, Lisa. Sorry.
Stressful situations. And I thought I was really pleased because before I went in Big Brother, it's not that I doubted myself, but I used to hold back a bit. My confidence was there. It was, I didn't quite believe in myself. I was always in this safe zone. I'd done my athletics and done this and that. And then I thought, I'm going into this TV show and the camera's on you. It was quite nerve-wracking and overwhelming. And then I thought, you've done really, really well, because people at the housemates wind you up. They press your buttons. That's one key thing they do. Big Brother designs things to press your buttons, to make you mad, to, days not, that are so stressful. And I thought I coped and handled it with a really, really well. And I came out to the biggest cheers ever in Big Brother history. And the producers and Davina said, we've never had cheers and chants like that ever, which were lovely. And I just thought, well, you know what?
Your face was a picture. Your face was a picture. You could see what that meant to you. And I think that was endearing to the viewer as well, to see what that meant to you. That was a great viewing back in the day. That was.
Thank you, because I handled everything as best I could under so much pressure, and I was a mother person in there. I did all the cooking and the cleaning. There was the agony aunt. It was a really good experience for
Some of the boys were a bit cheeky with you. They certainly, yes. But hey, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yep.
Does it? I would imagine being in Big Brother is a really good practice for being what we've all gone through for the last 12 months. You've got used to lockdown. You've done lockdown probably more extreme than it is now, because your food's controlled, when you sleep and wake is controlled. But it must be good practice for lockdown 2021.
I suppose from that side, I did think that straight away. Absolutely, yes. I thought I've had practice at this before. I am very focused. I am mentally strong. I've had that experience before where days are longer. You've got to occupy yourself, keep yourself occupied, and keep yourself positive and happy. But the difference is, you're pretty much on your own. In Big Brother house, you had 16 housemates. 16 annoying housemates.
Tell it as it is. Come on.
Where did you finish? Where did you finish in Big Brother? What position?
I got evicted the week before the final. Now Mario came in and proposed to me 2 weeks before the final.
Yes.
And then I won some money with Sarah Felino, the Australian girl. She was like, we were buddies in there, really close. And then I think the public kind of went, oh, she's engaged now, she's won some money. And they just went, boot.
See,
off you go.
I think you probably got one of the best.
3 months.
3 months. It's a long time, and I think you probably got one of the best because you came out the week before the final. You then get the whole week of Little Brother's Big Brother, and you get all of that, and then you get to be at the final as well, even though you're not inside the house. Whereas the finalist comes out and then it sort of finishes then. So you get that extra week of being, I want to go and see Dermot, I think. Was it Rylan or Dermot at that time?
It was George Lamb.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
George
it was.
Lamb, Big
Yes.
Brother's little brother. I was a regular. I was on it about 10, 12, 14 times a year. They always had me on. It was family. Oh, I loved it. Yeah, really.
Do you, I mean, again, another cliche about friendships and everything like that. We're quite lucky with Ian, myself, and Darren that we met each other about 20 odd years ago. All worked at Hospital Radio.
We're not that
many,
old.
Many
We're not
years
that
ago.
old.
Oh, bless you all.
And,
Isn't that nice that you've stayed together?
And yeah, it's been nice. We've kind of.
Yes.
We can't stand each other.
No, I didn't see them for 10 years, and it was only when I started doing these podcasts I thought, I better phone them up and just sort of see how they're doing.
To be truthful, it was all about us being anoraks, and then it all started again, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. It's very true.
So I think the point is, Lisa, when it comes to friendship, so from that house, is there people now that you can go into your phone and go, do you know what? I'm having a bit of a down day. Let me give him a call. Or was it a bit fickle and those friendships have gone?
I stayed the ones I knew in the house that I was friends with, which was Luke Marsden, Rebecca Shiner, Mikey Hughes. They were the main ones that I knew I would stay friends with. After me and Mario went to Glasgow, Scotland, to spend 2 weeks with Mikey. He's always supported me. He's been there as a friend. He has been a brilliant support. Thank you, Mikey, if you're listening. And it's dear soul. And I'm still friends with Rebecca Shiner on Facebook, and I chat to Luke Marsden as well.
She's doing now, isn't she, Rebecca? She's doing a good. I don't know where I've seen her, but I know I had to turn it off when I saw her. Someone was coming in, so yeah, we're moving.
And it's nice that we chat on the social media, but it's nice that I've used to meet up with Luke quite a few times for meals and drinks.
Great guy, Luke. Brilliant.
Mikey Hughes as well, and absolutely brilliant. And those are the three I knew we were going to stay in touch, and we still do. So that's really, really lovely. Yes, very good. Bless them.
Darren.
Lisa, I know Luke Marsden a little bit because I used to work at the radio station where he used to work at, which was Tower FM up in the Bolton area. And I've asked him... Yeah, and I've asked him to come on here. So if you're quite close to Luke, can you just give him a ring and just tell him...
Oh, here he goes.
Yes, I will. Of course I will.
Is that all right?
I'm telling to get on your show.
There we go. There we go.
Brilliant.
Don't ignore him. Get on. Yeah, that'd be great.
I will do, absolutely.
Lisa, you went from Big Brother and you were fitness, you were Mario, and, you then came out of the house. And at this point then, did you kind of have a little bit of okay, this is now going to be my career within showbiz? How did your character change? Because you went from quite a mum, in the Big Brother house, very supportive, and then along came Sausage Gate. What changed, and what was the metamorphosis from Big Brother Lisa into Daily Star, other bits Lisa that we've seen? What was the transition there?
This is overall looking back. There's still massive interest with the press and the magazines. The magazines every year, press wants to, have a catch up with you, what you're doing. And there's always interest there. There's always invites to VIP dues, OK parties, charity work, events, TV appearances have been never ending. That's never been like, there's always a different, like when I was on benefits and I was homeless, went on benefits, I got on.
You lived in your car, didn't you, Lise? Is that right?
It's what, sorry?
You lived in your car or a tree house, is that right?
Oh, it's a tree house.
Wow.
No, the car one wasn't true actually. That was just it was a mad paparazzi shoot. But the tree house, I actually hired a tree house for £5 a night for a couple of months while I did a sales job down in the Midlands. And the tree house was on it was on a fishing. It's a fishing site, camping site where people go fishing.
My lord.
And it's, instead of in the travelling train back into £50-60 a day, and I got the job and I need the money to work, otherwise it's sign on again, or do more crazy pictures. And I hired it because it was in the summer, and I stayed there, went to work, came back, got my little barbecue out, camping, and then stayed in the treehouse. And I earned some money, and it was just, that was life, and it was an experience. And then it was a wrap because it was just getting cold, and I thought, but that's tough times, you never know what life's going to throw at you, do you?
And that's what's interesting about yourself, and you've got those northern roots as well. I'm lucky enough to have an office in near Liverpool, and just by being around, that northern spirit as well. That's obviously got you through as well. But there's going back to the photo shoots with the taking the bin out and the slippers. You can tell I've done my research. That was in the office.
The bins.
So you took the bins out.
The friends, everyone was doing it, you name it. Kim Kardashian's done it. They've all done it. All the regulars, reality stars, or there's loads of people done it. Models, they've all done the bin thing.
Do you know they're there? Do you know the paparazzi are? Because I know, is it Jordan? Katie Price used to set up paparazzi shoots. So she would say, right, I'm going to be at this location. I'll get you a shot. Did you ever have that, or was it all, or did they literally just follow you around everywhere?
Mixture. I didn't understand the paparazzi when I come off Big Brother, and know that you could go to London, get off the train in London, next minute being all the papers or the mags, just Lisa in London, or there could be events and they take pictures of you, and you're out and about shopping in Manchester, Liverpool, London. And there's a Pats everywhere, and they'll take pictures, and they were selling, so that they were just following me there. When I was on the Celebs on Benefits, apart from Big Brother, they used to try and follow you around a little bit. But when I was on Celebs on Benefits, there was a lot of interest there. So I had a PR team, and I knew some of the Pats, so I would let Pats know where I was going sometimes, but it was all controlled, it was all arranged properly. But other times they would just come out the woodwork, they'd just find out where you are, and it was very hard to manage it, control it, because you couldn't go out because your pictures were selling, so they'd follow you. So yes, I was getting chased everywhere, all around the country, wherever I went. There'd be Pats there, which was quite bizarre. Yeah, it was an experience, put it that way.
Well, it's all about experience, isn't it? And I think that's one of the good things about looking back on your history in terms of Lisa in Big Brother to Lisa out of Big Brother, and the kind of the Daily Star stuff and all of that, the pictures, etc. It almost looked as if you were controlling the narrative a little bit, and then it got to a point more pushing it back to more recent, and you've almost done that kind of Madonna side where you've changed image, back into your fitness, a lot of kind of self-help. Mm-hmm. There they are. What was the change for you, Lisa? Where did you kind of want to change that mindset of that's your perception of Lisa Appleton? Now I want people to look at this Lisa. What was the change for you?
Change. Well, first of all, I went through a very stressful midlife crisis. So I was dealing with a midlife crisis as well, because my dear dad passed away, and I'm so close to my dad, bless him, and that was very stressful. And then I went through, I was divorced. I was going through a difficult divorce with Mario.
Yeah,
because we got married. So everything seemed to be going just like. It was just very stressful. It's a lot to deal with. And so that was going on. And I was just doing a lot of work as well. I was walking dogs. I was selling leaflets and promoting a flower shop. I was dealing with a divorce, breakup of my marriage. I was living on a council estate in a rat-infested flat. And I was suffering depression. It was a midlife crisis. And it really was it wasn't easy. And even though, I sound like I'm really strong character, but I've put that work in to achieve, this positive mental attitude, and fitness is my way. I get fit, I bounce back, I fight it off and say, just get to the gym. I've never turned to medication and drugs, thank God, like a vino. And I just use my fitness and all that, but it was really difficult, dealing with all these midlife. And I think, by now, 45, 46, I should be, was it 47? Yeah, I should be settled.
She doesn't age. She still looks the same, doesn't she? Doesn't age.
Yeah, thank you. And then that's when I just had this surge one day, right? And so I'm divorcing Mario, obviously, and I've got to now start living and having some fun. And I did see some of it as therapy. So, doing the pap shoots or I travelled everywhere, which was really good.
Well, you went to the Maldives, Lisa.
I went everywhere with you and PR and Pats and stuff. It's fantastic. I've been to Thailand, I've been to Benidorm, I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to, where else I've been? Oh, God, I've been so many places. And it was just here, there and everywhere. It was like a roadmap. And it was what I needed at that time.
Got with a younger man as well, am I right?
Yeah, to be wild, let my hair down, eat sausages, who gives us all of this? And then I went really crazy and I've never done that in my life. I can't explain it. It's just one of those experiences as we talk about. And now then I've just come right back down, thought, right, oh dear, and I look back, that was a bit of a crazy time, and I think I needed it. And then I feel, totally, I feel on top of the world again, and I'm just so grateful that Brinkert, James Hammond's he's been amazing for me, and I've got a fantastic management team, Miami Fox, and I've got all these fantastic projects. I'm an author now, I'm a podcast host, I've got loads of merchandise, I've also got my Cook with Lisa. When I was in the tree house and when I was on benefits, I had to survive on £35 a week. And I learned how to cook budget food. So I've done a cookbook, and I've got all my merchandise. I've got my mask, Cook Release and mask, and I've got my apron.
I like that.
Love that. Love
my
that.
apron, and I've got my book, but my e-book, my Cook Release and my water bottle. But there's been a story behind it. I've suffered and gone through that experience, and I know I'm grateful for it because I can help people to never give up, and that you can survive through these difficulties and make the most of what you've got. And and this is living proof. So I've come so much further, and it's just an amazing feeling. And I feel life is on top of the world. And we've also in the Patreon, me and Sobering and Lisa Patron, I do fitness. I'm going to do fitness and well-being and de-stress and meditation. So that's going to help people to mindset is so important because it sets you up. However your mind's feeling can really make or break you.
Especially at this time as well. And what we're going to do, Lisa, is we're going to do all of the links for Patreon and all that sort of stuff in a short while as well. Lisa Appleton is with us on Three Men and a Microphone.
Thank you very much. We are just going to quickly bear with me 1 second. We're just going to do the Retro Hall of Fame. So I'm just going to dump a jingle in.
These Three Media. Three Men and a Microphone podcast.
If you're watching live on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the show today. We've got Lisa Appleton with us, and we are going to be doing the Retro Hall of Fame. Now, Lisa, I believe you've got one Retro Hall of Fame ready for us. So when we... is that right? Have we got a... Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Right. I'll do jingle and some talk over music, and then we'll hand over. So...
It's time to delve into the archive for the Retro Hall of Fame on the Three Men and a Microphone podcast.
So this is the Retro Hall of Fame, and this is where we decide an item, be it food, be it a TV show, be it a piece of clothing, be it whatever you want, goes in or not to the Retro Hall of Fame. It will either end up in the Retro Hall of Fame or it will end up in the Hole of Despair. If you've got a Retro Hall of Fame entry that you are interested in trying to submit, then drop us an email. Head over to thestreammedia.co.uk and click on the Contact Us, and you will be able to get your Retro Hall of Fame included in there, or email info@thestreammedia.co.uk. We are joined by Lisa Appleton, who is here to try and persuade myself, Damien and Darren, whatever the item is, if it goes into the Retro Hall of Fame or not. Now, I will say there is only one item in the Retro Hall of Fame so far, and that was from Mr. Joe Lycett, and that was actually Celebrity Big Brother 2006. So, can we have an actual contestant that has been on Big Brother, lived through that, get an item into the Retro Hall of Fame? So, Lisa Appleton, can you please let us know what is your Retro Hall of Fame item?
Is this the clothing one?
Whichever one you want.
Whichever one you want. And now I know you've got three to do, because I did get an email. And
the clothing I want to see back, fashion-wise, is Charleston, 1920s, the Charleston.
Now, see, I've got a feeling, because that time of era was a big party season, a big party time. It was very glamorous. Everybody was out dancing. Everybody was out having a really good time. Do you think that after we get through all of this COVID-19 stuff, it's going to be almost another roaring 20s, but this time 2020s?
It's got to be.
We've got to, haven't we? Yeah, no.
Get the feather in your hair, get your gloves on, get your fishnets on, and the fellas with the hats and the.
I've got them on now, Lise. To be honest, I've got my fishnets on.
Now,
look, I'm getting in the mood now.
Now, I think this is a good idea, because people in the 1920s, not all the time, obviously, but when they went out, they proper glammed up. There was none of this going out in jeans. The men were in suits. They looked smart. They had the hats on. The women were in the dresses. They were in the dress that you see on.
Love that.
I'm liking that one.
And it had that good feeling, and like you say, that spirit was there, that enjoyment, that happiness, that classiness, that it was just absolutely, it was so fabulous. So Charleston, bring it back. Come on.
Okay, Darren.
What I remember about the Charleston is, you remember in 1995 a song by Dupe? It was called Dupe.
No.
Doop, 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 doop. Spiking it up, ringing it.
Right. And the video to that was a lot of people in black and white doing all the Charleston, all the gear on and all that kind of stuff. So if I'm voting, then it's a yes from me, because it looked like a great time to be alive.
Damien.
I think it's the spirit. That's the spirit. We need to get that back. Everyone's depressed, and well, not everybody, but everyone's like heads down there, fed up, and bring back the Charleston.
I mean, to be fair, Lisa, I just need to see how that goes again. How does it go again?
What's that? Oh, which bit? The bit going down?
You do what you want, Lisa, to be honest.
Well, instead of being like down in the dumps.
We told you, we said we will have Lisa Appleton on live on this show, and anything goes. We had a dupe then. The words are great, Lisa. I'm glad you know the words to the song. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So, the question is, do the Roaring 20s and the Charleston 20s, with the glam and the fab that is that, basically think of a Strictly Dance, but every single night. That's pretty much what the 20s remind me of. It's that sort of thing. So, Darren, yes or no for the Roaring 20s and that to go into the Retro Hall of Fame?
It's a stonking, massive yes.
Damien.
Yes! Whoa! High five to
now,
you.
Lisa,
Woo!
I will say, not all, and we're not just voting yes because you're a guest on the show. So last week we had Adam Rickett on, and Adam Rickett did not go into the Retro Hall of Fame. So Damien, is it a yes or is it a no?
No, the thing is, Adam Rickett, if you remember Nick Tilsley from Coronation Street, Lisa, he was in Hollyoaks and he did Breathe Again. His choice was rubbish. Lovely guy, but his choice was rubbish. He called me Daniel during the interview. It's Damien, thanks.
It's Damien.
Tell you what, he's axed block. So, in terms of your choice this week, Lisa,
it is genuinely a yes from me as well. So
you're feeling it.
We are feeling it, and I think we all need it. To be fair, so I am very happy to announce that the second Retro Hall of Fame item in our Retro Hall of Fame after 6 weeks is the Charleston and the Roaring Twenties. We have a jingle to play to celebrate this moment. We have our second entry. I'm very happy.
Lisa, 6 weeks it's taken to get that in there.
Lisa,
I'm going to play some Charleston music after this.
Can I just tell you that Ian is terrified of doing his own retro, by the way. The captain up there.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not picking one because these other two, they'll take the mickey. Whatever I pick, it won't go in. I can guarantee. I've got one, and I've got what I think is a really good one, but I'm not going to give any clues. I might give a little clue. It's a birthday party type thing. So
I'm so happy because we have had some rubbish things. We've had bum bags go into the hole of despair. We've had shell suits go into the hole of despair. And to actually have something that's in lights now, I'm over the moon with that. Fantastic. Well done, Lisa Appleton.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
So if you have an item that you want to be put into the Retro Hall of Fame, email info@these3media.co.uk. And we will get you on the podcast at some point in the future to see if you can join Celebrity Big Brother 2006 and the Roaring Twenties Charleston on the Retro Hall of Fame. I like that one. That's a really good choice.
Lisa, yes. That is fantastic. We had dances, we had boop boop doopy doopy doop doop.
You didn't even know the word. Fantastic.
I think after all of that boogieing and we're all in a happy place now. I think it's got to be time for Damien's bit, surely.
Lift the spirits. We've got to lift ourselves up. Lift up.
We have Damien's bit. Yes, we have. Lisa, how long have we got you to, Lisa? I'm on my timings.
Got another 10 minutes.
Okay, right. Right. So we're going to do something called Damien's Bits. Now, this is where Damien reads a story out that is of a particular. It's by the name we can probably gather what it is. So let's do Damien's bits then.
Damien loves his bits. He loves showing off his bits. He loves talking about his bits. So it's time for Damien's bits.
It is that time of week where we hand over to Mr. Damien Lee, who likes to get his bits out often. We have special guest Lisa Appleton here as well. I will apologise in advance, Lisa, for Damien's bits. So, Damien, please let us know what your bits are this week.
Shy, you know.
Well, I've gotten quite shy. Here she is, I tell you. So we've got.
Time.
She's there. We've got a juicy bit for you this week. Now, normally on Damien's bits, we have some risque stories that are hitting the news, and we like to zone in on them a little bit and find out what's going on. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Lisa, we talked about a bodybuilder that was in a very serious relationship with a sex doll.
Oh.
Yes.
Great reaction.
Is that a man? Was a male bodybuilder or a female bodybuilder?
It was a male bodybuilder. I've actually got a picture of him, which I will show you.
I didn't know about this. Let me have a look.
So here we go.
And is this during lockdown and stuff? And I have seen on a show the latest craze is, and it's getting more popular, is having a blow up doll.
Well, indeed, this is what he's got. He spent a fair bit of money on this doll. And unfortunately, they had to have a break because he broke the doll. We can't go into the full details of how the doll broke, but unfortunately the doll broke and had to go to a shop to be repaired. A certain part had been broken. So The bodybuilder with the sex doll has now decided that he wants to see other robots and big chickens.
Sorry.
That's right, you've heard it here first.
The same guy.
So the same guy, he married a sex doll. He wanted
married
several
it?
Yeah, he married them. This was legal. He married the sex doll.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Now, get ready for this, Lisa, because I'm great with accents. You'll like this.
Yes.
Yuri Tokolokolok
Oh.
from, all right, Darren, from Kazakhstan, was surrounded by loved ones when he tied the knot with Margot, his plastic sex doll. Tragically, just weeks after the happily ever after relationship, Margot broke. Just to let you know, Lisa, this was reported in the Daily Star. Now, Yuri said, I don't want Margot to break down again, and that means I have to go and see other people. Are we with this so far?
I think the times we're living in are, yes, I think it looks like...
Take every opportunity you can, I think.
Now, last month, Yuri decided to...
I know it's... Well, you're not harming anyone, are you? I suppose you're not harming anyone.
Well, I'm about to tell you quite a foul story.
Everybody, as the... You know, if you're lonely and you don't want to...
stop it. You're trying to be ever so sensitive about this subject. He's got a blow-up doll, man, and he's married her.
It is bonkers.
So, last month... Yuri
real thing, though.
uploaded a video of himself stroking and tearing flesh off a cooked chicken to achieve sensory meridian sensation. He added, after my sex with chicken meat, I really wanted to have such a toy and take care of it.
Sorry, after my what with chicken meat?
After my sex with chicken meat.
After my sex with chicken meat?
Correct.
Okay.
I told you, we only bring you the best here on 3 Men and a Microphone.
You've got to be careful, Damon. We're going to get banned off YouTube something next.
Will's gone, whatever tickles your fancy. Yeah, Will's gone nuts, hasn't it?
Now, Marco...
Don't give me ideas.
Yeah.
Don't give me ideas.
Now, Marco has called the chicken Lola and has decided that he's going to set up an OnlyFans page with Lola. Margot, who is still being repaired, is apparently I'm not reading this anymore.
It is a bit. The world's gone crazy. That is, it's quite insane. People are doing crazy things.
That was Damien's bits on 3 Men and a Microphone.
It is interesting. Wasn't expecting that.
Oh no, that's just giving me a vision of what that video might actually look like. Oh no.
Did you get it now? It's foul.
Yes.
My mind's ticking over and I'm like, oh my God, yeah. It's freaky.
Yes, brings a whole...
Unbelievable.
Not normal.
Right, that was Damien's bits.
Damien loves his bits. He loves showing off his bits. He loves talking about his bits. So it's time for Damien's bits.
And there we are. Right.
Clean edit go into the end?
Yes, clean edit go into the... yes. Sorry, I was distracted then. Apologies. Yes, we will... sorry, Damien, I've completely lost my train of thought.
It's all right, no problem. You're distracting him, Lisa Appleton.
Yes,
what are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
It's a good job we can edit these, isn't it? Lisa, you will know podcasts...
You've got that vision in my head now.
Lisa, you'll know podcast recordings. They go...
God.
A lot of what happens in a podcast recording doesn't make the final edit, does it?
No.
Definitely
Just
not.
for the final edit, though, if you could, Lisa, for me, maybe do a doop and follow it up with a chicken sound. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't.
Yeah.
Is
that his little wing there? Is that his wing?
Lisa, don't encourage him, please. Please don't encourage him. He's bad enough as it is.
Oh dear.
Thank God there's no sausages. End of the sausages.
Do you know what?
I'm enjoying being talked seriously now.
We've done 40 of these shows.
Lisa, I think we will we'll just do a clean end that I can edit in. Lisa Appleton, thank you so much for joining us on the Three Men and a Microphone podcast. Do you want to give us a quick reminder? Your podcast that you do is called?
My podcast is So, Bryn and Lisa, True Crime.
And it's available on all podcast platforms.
Yes, and Spotify and YouTube soon. We've got a YouTube channel soon.
Excellent. And your new book called Balls, which stands for what again, please?
Balls, Beyond Anxiety, Love, Light, Success.
Excellent. And that is due out later on this year?
Yes, it was. I had a book tour with Waterstones last year, and it was cancelled due to obviously COVID. So it's hopefully going ahead this year. And I also have my lip gloss. I've got so many things going on. Lip gloss, which is very hydrating, and it's called Forever 6 Lisa's Beauty. Forever 6 Lisa's Beauty. And I've got my Cook with Lisa merchandise, and Soap and Lisa water bottle, and Cook with Lisa apron, mask, and water bottle, and my ebook, Budget, Essential, Nutritious Meals Recipes in a Flash.
Excellent, thank you.
What we do, Lisa, for you as well is we put up some of the links to the various sites and the various bits that you're doing on our Facebook page and on our website as well.
Thank you so much.
It has been an absolute... We knew this show was going to be good. It's been a delight having you. You're very inspiring as well for everything that you've been through to where you are now. I'm glad you're healthy. I'm glad you're happy. And from all of us here on the show, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you too. You're absolutely amazing. Stay safe. Thank you so much for having me on. Bye.
Thank you,
Much
Lisa.
love, Lisa. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So there we go. Excellent. Three Men and a Microphone. Lisa Appleton. The guests just keep coming. And Darren, we might have some more cheeky guests coming up on the show very soon as well.
Yes, indeed. Am I allowed to name drop or not?
Yeah.
Is that all right, Captain, or not?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so John Courtney.
Yeah, continue. Okay, continue.
John Courtney, a lady by the name of Lola Lennox, is Annie Lennox's daughter. She's got a new single out as well. Also, a lady you may have heard of that had quite a few songs back in the 90s and early noughties.
We will give more on that in a minute. We're just going to disappear off for 1 second, and then we'll be right back. Bear with us. Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much. We were just saying goodbye to Lisa. I'm just going to redo my camera. Thank you. Oh, no, hang on. Don't want that one.
Steady on, Slick. What are you doing?
Oh, it's because the camera's moving. Right. Thank you so much for those that have been watching on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed Lisa Appleton. Really, really interesting interview and a really interesting person as well. And very good at giving the plugs on her products.
She was great, wasn't she?
We need to make notes of all of those things that she's got for her podcast because we need to get on that, people. Right.
What a fascinating person, though.
Yes.
She's done so well. And lovely eyes. Really nice eyes.
Yes. And we are going to do a very quick recording of On the Box that we will slice into the podcast at some point. So here we go. I'm just going to ignore you, Damien. I've got to change that camera angle because it's doing my head in.
Lovely eyes.
Right, that's it. There we go, that's better. Right, let's do On the Box.
These Three Media. Three Men and a Microphone podcast.
This is On the Box from from Three Men and a Microphone. This is where we give you a quick rundown of what we are recommending for you to watch, or what we have watched in the past 7 days. So I will go quickly first. I've got a brand new film on Netflix for you, which is called Space Sweepers. If you like your sci-fi films, it is a Korean film, so it has got subtitles, but don't let that put you off. But it is a really, really good sci-fi film set in 2092, shot on a budget of only $20 million. And I'm not joking when I say it looks like $100 million movie. It looks brilliant. So I'm going to recommend to you both to go and watch Space Sweepers. Do you like sci-fi?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, who's made it?
It's a Netflix own film, but it's a Korean film, but it's a complete mix. It's a really, really interesting concept as well. It's all about an evil corporation that takes over the world and tries to destroy Earth. Well, it doesn't try and destroy Earth, doesn't save Earth. It builds a base and planet on Mars for the rich people to go and live in. It's that type of film. My second one is a brand new drama from Sky Atlantic called 000. Which is not a true story. So it's like a crime, drug lord crime drama set so I would recommend you get those. Darren, I am waiting for yours with bated breath after last week's abomination of The Cable Guy.
You told me I couldn't pick anything retro anymore, which I think is bang out of order. So this is new. This is a Netflix series. They've only done the one series, by the way. I don't think they've renewed it. It's called The Glitch. Right, and it's an Australian-based program where people come back from the dead. They literally come out of the ground and they start living again, and they look absolutely fine. Like, for example, the copper's wife died of breast cancer, but she's back, well, healthy. But they can't go to a certain area over a bridge where they get nosebleeds and they die and they go into dust. Really, really weird. Again, if you like sci-fi, and again, Netflix knocking it out the park, mate.
Oh yes, that they definitely are. Yes, I think I started. Did it start on a beach, or was that a different program?
No, that's a different one. That's a bit like Lost. You're on about, isn't it?
No, there was another one. But anyway, yes, I think I have seen it, not watched it. I will probably not watch it, to be fair. But thank you for watching a new show. Not brand new, but new-ish. Damien, have you got an on the box?
I don't have it on the box.
That's why you didn't want to record it.
I have no idea. But, no.
Fair enough. It's the final episode of It's a Sin. I'll talk about it every week. Watch it if you haven't watched it already.
It's amazing.
Because it is so good. The best TV show I will probably watch this year. And that was this week's very quick On the Box from Three Men and a Microphone. And there we go. We are going to do... I'm just going to do a very quick hello to everyone that's on Facebook Live and so forth today. We've got Kaz, we've got Anthony, we have got Lynn and David who are watching as well with the dogs. We've got Matthew who's watching as well. Thank you very much, Matthew, and Colin and others. Thank you so much for watching. We are here every week. If you are new and you came on to watch the Lisa Appleton interview, we do this every week. Go and download the podcast, search for the Three Men and a Microphone on your podcast app, and you will find us. You'll be able to subscribe, and you will get this every week in the clean, nicely edited little package on your phone or tablet or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And it's for free.
Because
we say this every week. The live stream that we do now that you're watching, this is the fun bit. This is when you get to see what we do. But the podcast itself is something that we really want your support with. And it's easy to do, as Ian said. Anywhere that you get your podcasts from, just put in there 3 Men and a Microphone. It will come up and you get to watch all of our episodes as well.
And if you have an Alexa device, if you have an Amazon smart speaker, if you go, Alexa, play 3 Men and a Microphone, it will play it for you. Did you have either of you got Alexa?
I have, but the cat chewed it, so the wires broke.
If you have Alexa, just say, Alexa, play Three Men and a Microphone.
Will it work if I say, wife, play Three Men and a Microphone? Will
that may result in an injury.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend you do it. Anthony has just said, congratulations, Damien, for the only one on the show to rebrand on camera. Anthony, don't go there. I'm just saying. Just don't. Is all I'm saying.
Just to say hi to a couple of people as well. Katie Rice, who is listening in Australia. We love you. Thank you for listening. Hi to Caroline as well. Adore ya, legend. Got to say hi to Anne Rogers as well. Emma's on as well. And Doggy will get better soon. And she's in a great place and lots of love as well. Also, hello to Alan Cummings, who's listening as well. And thank you to everyone that's been downloading the show each and every week. As we say, that is where you can support us the most. 3 men and a microphone. In any of your places that you get your podcasts from. Subscribe for free, and every single Monday it will slot in and you'll get to listen to it. And there's so many good guests coming up
sometimes on a Saturday as well with some interviews. Saturday just gone, we've had Adam Rickett interviews. Darren, have you got people you need to say hello to?
I'm going to make it really quick because I've got over 50 people watching my personal watch party. So I'm not going to name you all. Hello to you, and thank you for being there.
How dare you have that many people?
You're
too popular. It's just not right. Right. Also, if you want to check out our brand new website for These 3 Media, go over to these3media.co.uk. Particularly if you have a podcast idea that you might like to suggest, go over to these3media.co.uk, click on podcasts, and submit your idea. I'm just going to say we've got a lot planned for 2021, and that is all I'm going to say. But it's really exciting. Me, Damien, and Darren have been doing a lot of stuff over the last month or so. We've got a lot planned, and there will be more stuff to announce coming up this year. There we go. Right, should we do the out? Should we do the goodbyes?
Let's do the goodbyes.
Let me just make sure I've got that one. Okay, right, here we go. And that is it for this week's episode of 3 Men and a Microphone. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Lisa Appleton. If you want to find it on Twitter, it's Miss Lisa Appleton, at MS Lisa Appleton. You can find her on there. We'll put loads of links in the show notes if you're listening as well. If you want to go and find her podcast, etc., do give them a listen. Hopefully they'll return the favour to us. Maybe. Right, Darren, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you for everybody for liking, subscribing, downloading, and doing everything you do. 2021 is our year for us three, by the way, and we want you, the listener, and the downloader and subscriber, to be with us on the journey.
We do indeed. And Damien, in under 10 seconds, thank you very much.
You know what? Thank you very much to Lisa Appleton. It's been a fantastic show. It was a laugh. We knew it was going to be a bit cheeky and it was going to be a bit risky. She was a legend. Be nice to each other. If you're on social media, be nice. Be careful. People read what you put and look after each other.
And I won't tell you what Colin said to me about your endings, but anyway.
It's all right. Colin's already told me how he likes to end.
Yeah, he said you're very American. Have a nice day. I hope you have a nice day now.
Oh, we've just had as well. I've got to say a little hello. You can edit this bit if you want to.
I can't because I'm talking over the music, but go on, carry on.
He's been an absolute supporter of the show as well. Bill Birch, who's really enjoyed the show tonight. Do you know what I forgot to do? Oh, no, I had a picture.
Do we need to do this bit again?
Yeah, we do, yeah. I've got to tell you, I had a picture that one of my members of staff sent me from Lisa, that was her meeting Lisa Appleton.
And you forgot to mention it, and I forgot to mention it to mention you. Anyway, right, let's do that bit again.
Okay.
Thank you so much for downloading and listening to this episode of 3 Men and a Microphone. Thank you so much to Lisa Appleton for being our guest. A lot of fun. You can find all the information you need to and how to follow Lisa and how to find her podcast on the show notes below. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you very much. Thank you for liking, and being involved with the podcast and downloading and watching. And big things happening in 2021 for us three. And we want you along with the journey, so stay with us.
Your microphone not being one of them. Thank you very much, Damien.
Yeah, thank you very much to Lisa Appleton as well. She was absolutely fantastic. It was risky. It was a little bit naughty. We've got lots of guests coming up over the next couple of weeks as well. So keep liking, keep subscribing. 3 Men and a Microphone. Stay safe and be nice to each other.
Thank you very much. So yes, don't forget, click on the follow button, click on subscribe. It's free. You get us every single week. We've got a lot planned. 3 Men and a Microphone has been a These Three media production. Until next week, look after yourself. Stay safe. It's only going to get better. Bye for now. Yes, Damien, I will tell you that Connor did say you're very American on your goodbyes. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. I love you.
That would have been so good as well. I had a picture. So I'll have to send that to Lisa. But it was, it would have been a nice thing. But do you know, I think she was fantastic. Very much. Are we off?
No, we're not. You know we're not. We haven't done the goodbyes bit yet. I keep telling you this.
Okay.
Say what you want to say. Go on. Let the listeners in.
No, I think she was lovely. That's what I was about to say. I think she was absolutely lovely.
She was very good.
We need to go when we end the show.
I can't. No, because we end the record and then we've got to end the live show after.
Right.
We've only been doing it for 38 weeks.
Oh, 40.
40? Blimey. Thank you so much to everyone that's been listening on Facebook Live, on Twitter and on YouTube. We are back again next Wednesday evening from 8 o'clock for more of the same. Have we got a special guest next week? Anybody? Have we got a retro? No?
Not doing the retro, no. Oh, we might have, actually.
Okay.
Yes, we have.
We might have.
We will have John Courtney from BGT.
Oh, yes. Okay. So stick around for that. That's next week. It won't be live. It'll be a pre-record, but you probably guessed that from last week's. So until next week, look after yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you again next Wednesday at 8. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Damien.
See you guys. Stay safe. Bye.
Goodbye.